Today, we see Catholic healthcare organizations entering into an increasing number and variety of partnerships with other healthcare organizations and providers, some Catholic and some other than Catholic. With the ongoing reform of the healthcare delivery system, this is likely to continue. Such partnerships provide many opportunities for Catholic healthcare, but some can also pose challenges to Catholic identity and integrity. Part 6, which was added to the directives in 1994 and revised in 2001, provides some guidance for forming new partnerships.
Today's leaders in the Catholic health ministry must steward their organizations in a difficult healthcare environment.
We're being asked to do more with less, and more is both a higher quality of care and greater access to care. And yet at the same time realizing that our current delivery system is not sustainable going forward at the increasing expense that it has had in the past.
I think one of the beauties of the ethical and religious directives when it deals with partnerships is it really raises the question early on to say, what is it that we want to do and who are the partners that can do it best? And how is it and what is it that we expect of each of the partners? It really forces, I think, an organization to think through its strategy.
Ministry leaders must frequently make business decisions about partnering with other institutions, with physicians and other healthcare providers, and with payers and the community. Partnerships can be opportunities for expanding the healing ministry and influencing the profession of medicine. They can also pose serious challenges to the ministry's identity and ability to operate ethically. Part 6 of the directives addresses the issues that arise when forming new partnerships with healthcare organizations and providers.
Those great religious communities that sponsored so many of the hospitals across our nation, they are fewer in number. They want to make sure that vision is never lost. And so as they begin to address mergers, consolidations, and also as they begin to address the fact that it will not necessarily be a religious running the hospital, the healthcare system, how do we articulate well who we are and what we hope to accomplish?
The first thing we look for in a partnership is the compatibility of values. If you can't get past that, then there isn't a lot to talk about. As important as values is our mission. Will this partner, along with us, be able to align with our mission, our values, and what we hold sacred in terms of our ministry? Will that work for us? Will that work for them?
Partnerships with other providers is a way that Catholic healthcare can foster the social teaching of the Church, for instance. It's a way of creating healthier communities, of promoting the common good, of extending care to the vulnerable and the poor, for witnessing to a responsible stewardship of limited healthcare resources. However, partnering with other providers can also be dangerous, especially when we partner with those who do not share our values and our understanding of healthcare or promote the same image of the dignity of the person.
I think one of the real indications of a partnership that works beautifully is when you have an organization that you have maybe a 50-50 partnership on the board, where you've put organizations together and someone comes into the conversation and they can't figure out who comes from what organization. And I think that's a real testament to understanding the needs of the community and then having the right leadership come together to say, we're really going to deal with the needs in the community and put a partnership together that responds to that. And my organization is a winner, your organization is a winner, and the community is a winner. That, to me, I think is an indication of a really successful partnership.
Preserving the identity and moral integrity of the Catholic healthcare ministry is a primary concern in forming partnerships. The local bishop is key to addressing this concern.
One of the most important things is developing the relationship with the diocese and with the bishop so that as healthcare leaders and as those who deliver healthcare, the bishop doesn't find surprises, that we've developed that relationship of communication and relationship. When it comes to partnerships and very specific partnerships, depending on the relationship of the bishop to the partnership to be created, they may or may not have a more formal role, but at any point, the bishop has the ability to say whether or not you're in the diocese and how you're in the diocese. If you are a ministry in partnership with the diocese, with a direct line to the diocese, then the bishop has the ability to approve very clearly what that partnership is.
And so we actively engaged our archbishop and our bishop in these discussions, made sure they understood the terms of the relationship as we envisioned them. And as things changed or evolved, we continued that dialogue.
The potential dangers of new partnerships require rigorous moral analysis by leaders of healthcare and the Church. But partnerships can be mutually beneficial for the partners and for the communities they serve.
And so partnerships with other than Catholic providers has to be guided by what is known as the principle of cooperation. And the principle of cooperation is a traditional principle in moral theology that measures the distance that is created between somebody who is doing wrong and somebody who is cooperating in that wrong. A Catholic hospital, when it partners with an other than Catholic provider, is not going to be engaged in activities that are judged wrong by the Church. There's going to be created a sufficient distance between the wrongdoing that another provider may be engaged in and the Catholic hospital. There are mechanisms to protect Catholic identity from being watered down by cooperating with some other healthcare provider.
This is who we are. These are the things we do. These are the things we don't do. No one organization provides everything. And so when it comes to those procedures that we don't provide, it's important to be upfront about those and to be authentic about that.
Nobody is saying it's easy. But then again, there's almost nothing worthwhile in life that's really easy. And if we're going to preserve and provide and see flourish Catholic healthcare in our country, and if partnershiping is a way in which that is achieved, then we just have to face the arduous task of doing it without ever compromising principles.
I'd like to close our discussion of Part 6 by summarizing some of the key ideas in this section of the directives. Some partnerships can present a challenge to Catholic identity and integrity. This can occur if there is not a good alignment of values and/or if the partner engages in some activity that the Church judges to be unethical, for example, tubal ligations or in vitro fertilization or embryonic stem cell research. In these situations, the Catholic party needs to create as much distance as possible between itself and the wrongdoing of the other party. This is particularly true in the areas of ownership, governance, management, financial benefit, or otherwise assisting in the wrongdoing in some essential way. The principle of cooperation is helpful in analyzing these situations, though its application to concrete cases is not always easy. Generally, it would be beneficial to obtain the assistance of an ethicist or a theologian. In addition to creating distance between itself and the wrongdoing, the Catholic party must also be concerned about the possibility of scandal by its association with the wrongdoing. The possibility of scandal, that is, leading someone else into wrongdoing by one's own association with wrongdoing, can itself be a reason for not entering into a partnership. Finally, because the local bishop is responsible for overseeing the ministries in his diocese, potential partnerships, especially with secular healthcare organizations, should be discussed with him, and he should be kept informed of developments. We hope you have found this educational resource to be helpful. The ethical and religious directives provide valuable insight into what Catholic healthcare is called to be as it carries on the healing ministry of Jesus. The directives speak to the identity of Catholic healthcare. They also speak to the integrity of Catholic healthcare, to how Catholic healthcare should deliver care in a way consistent with who it claims to be, and in a way consistent with its being a ministry of the Catholic Church. The directives call upon all of us in Catholic healthcare to walk the talk. Thank you for joining me to learn more about the ethical and religious directives. We hope you found the video presentation, case studies, and other supporting materials to be helpful in understanding the importance of the directives for the Catholic health ministry.